It's like I'm back at therapy.
I would definitely say that they all taught me that I'm a strong as bitch and I can get through anything. So, yeah. I'm so fucking grateful for my ex.
If they're not meant to be in your fucking life, they're just not meant to be in your fucking life. Why you would want this relationship? You don't. You just want a relationship.
3, 2, 1, action.
Hi, my chingus. Welcome back to my channel.
Week after week, we have Ketki here with us again.
Today, I'm going to be spilling the tea about heartbreaks and breakups. Just to clarify that if you are in a situation like that where you may be like heartbroken or like going through a breakup, like me, then we can form a community here and really support one another through this process. And I'd love to offer my piece of advice from a 4-time champion. Watch this till the end because I'm pretty sure something in this video will definitely be helpful to you. If I'm crying by the end of this video,
what did your relationship basically teach you about what you needed emotionally?
I think I've had a good share of like breakups in my life, as I mentioned, and each one has taught me something different about myself naturally. Emotionally, it was really about being understood, which I feel like it's definitely not something that comes easily for sure with people because we're all different individuals. But I think it's really nice when you have somebody who is attempting to at least understand you emotionally, which I feel like if it's missing can cause a lot of resentment. I think I realized I am a person who thrives on positive reinforcement.
You need the reassurance.
Yeah, you're not weak for wanting reassurance from somebody that you are dating. I don't think that's like correct. You both at times will need reassurance, and it's okay to provide them with that. Like, it's only gonna make your relationship stronger.
It doesn't make you needy.
Yeah, it doesn't make you needy. Please don't be feeling bad about wanting reassurance. You should most definitely should have reassurance in your relationships, and in moments where you actually need them to say it out loud, ask them. I think that should be completely normal. Like, I don't think anybody should be like, I have too much pride to ask for this. Like, it's just gonna cause a lot of like anger and resentment, which like you'll have to deal with later on, which doesn't make any sense. So I think one of my first really intense breakups just taught me that
The bare minimum is literally the bare minimum.
that heartbreak was just like, oh, I was getting like 10 out of 100 in this relationship, and that you will get 100 in a relationship, and you should expect and deserve that 100. If you're deciding to be in a committed relationship with this person, if they're not even providing you with the bare minimum, what the fuck is the point? Literally.
Moving forward, what are the boundaries that you think you need to set?
This is the biggest lesson that I've learned, which is one, please, please, please have your own life. Even if you've been with a person for 5 years, 10 years, 15, just a couple of months, you've just known them for weeks, have your own life. And by own life, I mean things that you do by yourself or just with your set of friends. I get having relationship goals, but they have to be separate, and you have to have your own individual goals and your routine separate, because God forbid, I don't hope this on any relationship that's been together for like 10 years and you're happy and stuff, of course, but God forbid if they leave or you guys part ways, you're gonna be left with nothing, because your entire routine and your life was with them, and once they leave it feels so fucking empty. So don't do that to yourself. And I'm not saying this as a way of like, as like a precaution, I'm gonna have my life together still if they leave. I'm saying enjoy that in your life as well. Then enjoy having those like weekends away from your partner, or like just having that time to yourself and building on your own hobbies and this and that. You should want that for yourself as well. Then, if you have a happy individual relationship with yourself, you will most definitely have a happy relationship with someone else as well. So, because you might be working on your relationship with this other person, and that's great because you're building a life together and you're doing all of these things, but you building a relationship with another person is not the same as you building a relationship with yourself individually. Like, you can't expect that just because I'm with this other person now and I'm working on this relationship, that my relationship with myself and individually is getting better. No, it's not. And going forward, like, would like to keep my individuality intact so that I am also growing with whoever it is that I choose to be in a relationship with. Moving forward, I feel like I would ideally like to, but I'm hoping that I would be a lot better at just letting go. You can save yourself from a lot of hurt if you just decide that genuinely this is not something that's meant to be right now, and that if I can convince myself to let this go, I am saving myself also from a lot of pain that I will carry around if I just carry around the hope.
What are some activities or hobbies that you can take up to enrich your solo time?
I've honestly spent a lot of time in therapy.
Journaling, EFT tapping, meditating, listening to honestly like TED Talks because it's helpful to listen to somebody talk about the same stuff and what might have helped them honestly in essence.
I think each time I go through this whole of like, hey, I, want to be in a relationship or I want to like go back to this person. Each time that happens, I've really asked myself why it is that I wanted in the first place. Most of the times your answer will be the fact that it's because you don't want to be alone. It's hardly ever about the other person. You've reached this level of going through a breakup with someone because clearly the relationship was not working, right? But in that moment when you are going through that breakup and you're still like in ache, you're a little bit like in pain, etc. I think it's very easy to convince yourself that hey, this is the person that I still want. And if you really ask yourself, why do I want to go back to this person, and what is it that this person is doing for me that is gonna make this better, 80% of those things will never be about that person. It will always, and I truly believe this, be about the fact that
you don't want to be alone, you're in pain and you believe that they can fix it for you. You're just scared to be alone, or you just want the pain to go away and numb it, and like this is like a fix right now.
And that is it. By the time we get to a breakup in a relationship, we've also like given up so much on the relationship that I think internally we do know that this is not something that's going to work. It's just easier. Why you would want this relationship? You don't. You just want a relationship, which is not the same as wanting that particular relationship.
You
I'm done.
I'm done.
Aspects of the relationship that you are grateful for.
I was very safe, very secure, and very loved in my last relationship. I think for the first time in my life, I was in a relationship that I would now call healthy. This time around, it was really like, oh shit, this is how it's supposed to be. The best thing that I have learned. I always thought going through, some like bad relationships, and coming out of those relationships, you feel like, hey, once I find a nice guy and a healthy relationship, that's it. Unfortunately or fortunately, that's not it though. You can be with a nice person who loves you a lot and it can be a healthy relationship, but they still may not be the person for you. When you come out of a toxic relationship, your goal is to be in a healthy relationship. When you come into a healthy relationship, your goal then becomes to be with somebody that you have the same values as, the same morals as. Like, it's like a actualization process that continues to happen. I kept telling myself, find my nice guy, that's it. Like, I'm set. It doesn't really go that way. Yeah, but that's not it. Nice is not it.
Yeah.
You still have to be compatible. I just didn't realize that compatibility was an actual issue, because if you're in an unhealthy relationship, you're just so focused on like the fighting, and it's just a quick fix for everything, that it feels like, yeah, once I get out of this, life is going to be magical, and yeah, it's fucking great. But compatibility becomes so much more important once you actually get to that point of like, I'm in a healthy fucking relationship now, but can we make this last forever?
What was the question again? Why do I keep forgetting?
I think hating someone makes it so much easier to like move on, because they were bad to me and why would I ever do this to myself? I hate you, fuck off, bye. It's so much easier. It's so much more difficult to be like, you're a great person, you're just not a great person for me, and I need to let this go.
Well, since you like spoke about like going back and like giving second chances and stuff, what do you have to say about when people keep going back to the same toxic cycle, thinking that, oh, I can fix him.
This is my favorite question.
I have this great analogy that I cannot wait to share. A couple of years back, I was majorly into astrology. So I used to watch somebody named Amber Khan a lot. I was looking for some direction and hope in my life, so naturally astrology just seemed like the first thing to see. And she said this one thing, and this is a couple of years back, like at least 4 years back at this point. She said this one thing, which was, the universe is gonna keep teaching you the lesson. Depends on you how long you take to learn that lesson.
It makes so much fucking sense.
Not to say that people don't get back together and have successful relationships, I'm not saying that. Just out of, I've majorly seen relationships have this little on and off situation, which is on and off situation only. Like, it's not the most healthiest way to go about it, and we all know that. Once you do break up with someone, then you let them back in your life. I like to see it now as a way of the universe is testing you to see if you're still fucking stupid. Have you learned your fucking lesson or have you not? Each breakup becomes worse and worse and worse with time. You're gonna keep getting hurt and severely continuously hurt because the universe is just waiting for you to be done with it and be like, okay, that's it, this is where I draw my line. The more you fight it, the more hurt you're only going to get. And that's just something that I've commonly seen in relationships that like have this breakup, patch up sort of a situation. And I've been there. I have. So I'm literally also talking from experience. I get it. It's difficult to do it first time around, maybe even second time around. Third time around, just fucking do it because you will get really, really, really hurt and you don't need to. You can be stubborn about it, but being stubborn about it is not helping you or them or your relationship at all. If they're going to come back in your life, they'll fucking come back in your life, and it won't be so fucking difficult to make them stay. You have to fight everyone, like your family or your friends or just yourself in general, in order to keep this person in your life. Please think about why that could be. Stop before it's too fucking late and you damage this relationship, this other person and yourself to an extent that there's no coming back from it. And trust me, that happens. They're not coming back to you because they're the love of your life. If they were the love of your life, they never would have left. Especially about breakups, it's really easy to feel like you're not special anymore and that your life feels empty because this huge part of your life is now gone. So yeah, I just like to tell myself that, there's nothing missing, that I'm not empty just because there's a person who's, left my life. That's one. And second, that they don't define you. They don't define your value and your worth. And at first it might seem like, because without them, who the fuck are you? But that's not true. You're still special, and they always seem that special to you because of the meaning that you assign to them. Seemed so special because you make them that special. I mean, of course, they can be like really nice people otherwise also. I'm not saying they're not special, but they are so special to you because you have made them so special to you. Even if there's an open space in my life, first of all, it's going to be filled with something better. And I don't just mean another like person and stuff, but it can also be filled with friendships or opportunities or like growth, self-love, all of it. So there's a space that's been created for a reason, for something better to come along.
I don't know, like have you figured out what your deal breakers are now?
I think one of the things that would be a big deal breaker for me is when like people who are too negative. Okay, I'm not gonna say negative, but just try to not squash someone else's dreams. I think it's beautiful when you can say something completely delusional to a friend and they'll fully support you. Like, why the fuck not? So again, I think it comes back to like, if you're not an encouraging person in general, and
you always find a way to.
Yeah, you always just find a way to be like, yeah, this is not gonna work. Like, what are the facts of this? Like, shut the fuck up. If you're not supportive and encouraging in that manner, I think is a big deal breaker for me. Also, if you're just constantly complaining, like, not a big fan of that at all. Okay, fine, I get complaining about shit for like a bit, and then just fucking stop complaining about everything. Like, it's so annoying, like, honestly.
Do you plan to maintain your individuality when you are a part of, like, when you are like in a relationship again, or when you're a couple again?
Honestly, I have no fucking idea. I'm just hoping that it's something that I'm going to be able to do. I think going forward, I think one of the things that would be really important for me is I have an issue with, if you want to do something but I already had something else scheduled in my day, I'll put yours first. Because like I feel like that's just also the way that I show people love. I'll probably stop doing that till being able to comfortably spend days by myself in my own company is, I think, the end goal here for me when it comes to that. I think if I'm able to carve out that time in my next relationship where I'm just like, you know what, this is me time and I need to do this for myself so that I am a happier being in our relationship as well, I think I've done it. Like, I would be really proud of myself for having achieved that.
Are there parts of yourself that you want that you've discovered that you would want to explore further?
I have recently discovered that I'm a very driven and ambitious person. Or maybe that's just something that I've developed recently. So I would naturally want to go into my next relationship being supported about the drive that I have and the ambitions that I carry. I'm not ready to like dim down like my own light or like, you know, in any way of sorts and stuff in order to like make someone else comfortable. Like, I don't think that makes sense.
ASMR.
Have you ever regretted something that you did to get like your partner or your crush's attention?
Yeah, bro, like flirted with other people and stuff. I regret it now because I feel like it's immature. But when you're like 18, 19 and you're like navigating through this entire space, like it just seems like the. Also, I feel like that's how movies show it, right? Like, oh, if you make them jealous, that's how, you know, they'll come back. Or like, that's how you grab their attention and stuff. Yeah, so did stuff like that for sure, yeah.
If you could date two people at once, would you do it?
I probably wouldn't. I don't know
Now
how
you
to keep
wouldn't.
up. I can't date two people at once. Obviously, it's like one relationship in itself only is so much effort. Two fucking hell. Who has the time?
Just one positive and one negative about yourself in a relationship.
Me, a positive. What the fuck my positive is, to be very honest. I'm nice.
I
That's a
think
positive.
emotionally I'm like stable, mature enough. Yeah. Negative, I have like temper problems. Thank you for watching, guys. This is my final look. Another goal for 2024, staying more authentic to the content I put out there, and I'm a fucking pro on this. Let me know if you want a part 2. I will do it, and we will go even more in depth with advice and suggestions and my experiences and all of that jazz.
Happy Valentine's Day. If this comes out before, if after, I hope you have a good Valentine's Day or like Galentine's, whatever works out.
And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.